My wife wants a photo. You live with us for a year, but at least you get a photo from my wife.
She wants you to take it of Andy. What are you doing?
There you go. You're her hero, mate.
Classic.
See how I love your play.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Australian Institute of Sport. It's OPC NPL round 19 action. Tigers FC at home to Tuggeranong United, and the equation is quite simple. Tigers must win today or their hopes of catching Canberra Croatia at the top of the table will be very slim indeed. My name's Russ Gibbs. Frank Cacia's joining me here at the AIS, where the sun's gone behind the clouds, Frank, and the weather, which was a little bit warmer earlier, has now dropped a few degrees.
Yeah, it's cold. Yeah, thanks, Russ. And looking forward to this, second v fourth, and plenty on the line, eh?
Absolutely. Well, looking at the league table, let's get into that before we go anywhere. Canberra Croatia 42 points, Tigers 37, Monero 33. The Panthers' hopes of catching Canberra Croatia probably over the hill because they're 9 points behind with only 9 to play. They'd have to having Canberra Croatia to lose all their games and a goal difference swing of, I think it's 17 now, which is quite unlikely to happen. So we're down to 2. Tigers 5 points behind Canberra Croatia. If they win today, they can decrease that gap to 2 points, leaving Canberra Croatia to come to Gungahlin tomorrow and need to get something to put them back in front. Realistically, if they lose today and Croatia win tomorrow with 3 games to go, it's pretty much all over.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think Tigers probably, they're holding on to some hope, and but that's about it. I think Canberra Croatia is right at the moment. If you said the Tigers, would you spot positions with Canberra Croatia right now, they'd bite your hand off. So, look, I think there's still a lot to play for. First and second is obviously the bonus in the finals. Everyone wants, everyone in the NPL wants to finish top of the table, which is, that's the crowning glory, isn't it? But I think there's still plenty to play for, and I guess even from the other side, Russ, with Tuggeranong, they'll be looking at who's chasing them in the form of Queanbeyan City and Gungahlin pretty much at the moment. And they'll be looking at this as a real opportunity to play finals for the first time in a long time.
We'll get there in a minute. The reason I'm going to mention this Tigers run into the season, Frank, is because this time next week they are here against Canberra Croatia. Well, a win today, yeah, and Croatia not picking up any points tomorrow would put them right in the box seat, because then that would mean a win next week will put them top of the table heading into the final round. However, of course, that relies lots of ifs and buts in there, isn't there?
Plenty of water to go under the bridge, but yep, you're absolutely right. And gee, wouldn't that set up next week beautifully?
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see. We'll be there tomorrow. Myself and Ian Worthington will be at Gungahlin enclosed for Gungahlin versus Canberra Croatia. I'm sure the Canberra Croatia boys and the coaching staff are tuning in this afternoon to watch this, maybe hoping that Tuggeranong United can do them a favour. And as you mentioned, Tuggeranong United sitting in 4th on 24 points, a point ahead of Queanbeyan City. Gungahlin are only 5 points back on 19 with a game in hand. They'll play that on Wednesday against O'Connor. If they win that game, of course, they'll be on 22. So let's play devil's advocate and say they're winning that. And at the moment, it's 24, 23, 22. Yep. Queanbeyan City, well, this afternoon they play O'Connor Knights. Tuggeranong are here, of course. Monero Panthers are playing Ugali. So Tuggeranong don't win today. Queanbeyan City do win. All of a sudden, that's back open as well, isn't it? And both these teams have got to play O'Connor. The 3 teams left in the competition in that race for Gungahlin, Tuggeranong and Queanbeyan are all playing O'Connor. And the other 2 games are against teams in the top 3. So they've all got respectively similar run-ins.
I mean, but even last week's result when Gungahlin pinched a point off Tigers last minute, that's got ramifications across the board. Tigers, they're 2 points less than what they probably thought they would be. Tuggeranong would have seen that and thought, oh, there's Gungahlin picking up an extra point where they probably weren't expected to, or at 4-3 down with a minute to go, then they would have been. Tuggeranong would have been cheering for Tigers last week, but yeah, it's but even just some of the missed opportunities. You look at even Monero's season. They've dropped 6 points at Queanbeyan City. Having a local rival all of a sudden makes it just a different dynamic to the competition. And even Canberra Deakin or Canberra Croatia losing to losing to Ugali at home, they'd be looking at that thinking, what a missed opportunity for 3 points.
Well, Ugali have come to Canberra and in 4 of the last 5 weeks, I think it is, taken a couple of points off of Monero. in a 1-1 draw at the Panthers at Strider Park there. Dylan D. Jones, 94th minute goal, and beating Canberra Croatia away.
Don't worry, I'll get reminded of this at home all the time, because I've got the person who joined the club halfway through the year is on a bit of a crest here. So I mean, you look at you're talking about the Monero Panthers, 6 points dropped against Queanbeyan, 2 points dropped against Ugali at home. That's 8 points. We'll put them on 41. I had a message from Zach McLaren this morning asking me when was the last time that Monero Panthers got 36 points or more in a league campaign. Now that's a very good question, and I will have to do a bit of research back in the vaults to have a look at it. How many did you get when you got to grand final that year? I don't know. I know we only lost. I think we only lost two or three games.
So
we lost the cup, but we had a lot of draws, and especially in and around the cup period. But the other thing is, like, I know you can say that, but it's also what other teams' points are picking up. So, like, even in that year, in the 2022 season, I think Belconnen got relegated, but they got relegated on about 19 points, whereas the following year, West Canberra got relegated with 0. So it makes
a big difference.
It makes
what's
a massive
going on
difference.
around
you. You can look at stats, but you can put different lenses on it. So.
Well, you can. It's just interesting ones to look at. The Capital Premier League, 3 matches this afternoon. Wagga City Wanderers of the ANUFC. It's the last game for Wagga City Wanderers at home as a Capital Premier League outfits. Canberra White Eagles will play Brindabella Blues. The White Eagles having won in midweek against ANU to push themselves into 5th. And Belconnen United, well, they'll play West Canberra Wanderers this afternoon at 4:30. A win there for them would put them very much in the box seat again after their victory last week as they head towards finals in the CPL.
I was talking to Ange Zaris during the week. We talk pretty much every day, but he was saying that I think if they can pick up maximum points today, then I think all they need is a draw on Wednesday in a catch-up game, and I think they've won the league. So, I think with everything that's going on in Canberra football, I think that's probably been ignored a little bit and probably forgotten. I think real hats off to Belconnen and Ange for the season that they've had. It's not quite over just yet, but I mean. They're knocking on the door and they're really close. And if you look at the quality of the opposition this year in Capital League, that's a very big achievement.
Yeah, and that final series in that Capital League, we were talking off air about this, is going to be something special, isn't it? Because you've got teams, I mean, we don't know who the 4 are going to be yet for a start, but if you look at ANU, who tend to bring quite a few people when they play, because they tend to have 23s and firsts that are doing quite well. Brindabella Blues are likely to bring an awful lot of fans like they do if they get to final series. They tend to bring a lot. Queanbeyan, Canberra Juventus, well supported. Canberra Olympic, the same. Belconnen, the same as well. So we should have a really vibrant final series in the CPL. Don't know, have a clue who's going to win it or how it's going to go, because on their day, any one of those teams could beat anyone. Take your
pick. I mean, if you were trying to pick the grand finalists for CPL now, I mean, obviously Belconnen being top of the league would be favourites to make a grand final, but gee, you could toss a coin on a number of other teams, and even if Belconnen, for example, slipped up in the first semi-final, there's no guarantees there, so it's just a very good competition.
Well, let's have a look at the 2 teams here today. We're focusing our attention on this National Premier League match between Tigers and Tuggeranong, which I doubt is going to kick off at 3 o'clock because they never do. William Lejeune will start in goal for Tigers for the 60th time in the National Premier League. They've got 4 across the back. It's the same 4 that took to the field at Strider Park in their 2-1 win in midweek. Noah Steinecker at right back, Shandon Whitehead at left back, Marco Milutinovic and Michael Southam in central defence. Angus Pitkin, Sam Whittier and Ben Bassasilk continue as the midfield 3. Ben Bassasilk fresh off that goal against his former club. Up top, there's one change. William Akio comes into the side after serving his 1-match suspension for Augustin Bangura. Joshua Milicevic will partner Nick Taneski in that trio up top. On the bench, and it's a very strong bench, as you mentioned, Frank, off-air, Samson Carr, Augustin Bangura, Tomohiro Ogawa, Nick Popovic, and the return from overseas of Lukman Ahmed Shaibu.
Yeah, look, and that was the first thing I looked at was their bench. Russ, 5 players that could probably almost walk into most starting teams in the competition.
Some bench. Mitch Stevens has gone for his usual 3-5-2 formation for Tuggeranong United. Callum Cook will start in goal again. Ewan Peterkin, Sam Walker and Cole Falco are the back 3. Watch out for Falco's extra set of a throw. The 5 in midfield will see Zach Lawrence on the right, Luke Sakamoto on the left, Alessandro Pena, Josh Pedersen in between them. Bevan Foxall's likely to play slightly more advanced in that midfield role. Steve Nealon, who's 1 goal away from 20 in all competitions this year, and Nick Emmanuel are the front 2. The bench sees Daniel Grove, Tim Santos, Javier Davis, Luke Stevens and Flynn McDonald-Wilson, the goalkeeper. Yeah,
looking forward to... I've never seen Nealon play live just yet, Russ, so think a lot of their games have been on Sunday when my games have been on. So looking forward to seeing how he goes. We're talking to Andy Burnell, who's out here, local football royalty, and he's out here with a keen eye on Stevie. So very keen to see how he goes.
He's only got 23 goals in 29 NPL appearances, Steve Nealon, and as a teenager.
That record would stack up against anyone else in the competition. I mean, playing in the competition, not just, I know you've spoken about Barrett and Dominici and stuff like that, even Popper to an extent, but, 23 and 29, it's fair going.
Pretty impressive, isn't it? Josh Iser is our match official, Vince Cosentini and Lachlan Lee Chang will be our officials, and as we tick over to, what time is it, Frank? 3 o'clock?
I can note that on Wednesday night we were out.
You were ready to go.
We were ready to go.
You were ready to go. Canberra, Croatia, a little bit more tardy.
Conscious that you and Ian were past your bedtime. You're old men now, so we were out ready to go.
And the problem was we were full of chicken, having just come from the food court. So that didn't help
I
us.
watched it back, and I heard all about
fair amount
the
of chicken
and potatoes. And
chicken and potatoes was our dinner. Yeah. Some nice fried chicken.
Yeah, fried chicken and chips. Let's just call it what it is.
I mean, look, there was chicken and potatoes, protein through there, mate. No, there wasn't any vegetables though, unfortunately.
Well, probably fried in vegetable oil.
Quite probably.
There you go. So that's health.
Well, look, absolutely nothing wrong with that. There was a little bit of lettuce on my burger, I'm sure.
Did you throw it away?
No, I did eat it. I'm conscious. I'm conscious of the health needs of my body here. I mean, if there was a bin close by, I would have. Yeah,
well.
It was easier to eat it. So we'll keep you posted across everything that's happening across the grounds. It started over at O'Connor and Queanbeyan down in the Riverina, of course. It's Ugali versus Monero Panthers. They've got themselves underway as well. The matches in the CPL. It's all about the men's game tomorrow. The women's game will take centre stage tomorrow, I should say. 3 matches in the National Women's Premier League tomorrow afternoon. Tigers FC won in the 23s here. I'll bring you some 23 scores elsewhere as we get them. So we're ready to go.
And the sun's out, Russ.
Of course it is. Shines on the righteous, which is you, Frank Keisha.
You know what, Russ? I've just realised I didn't bring my watch.
Well, that's no good. I've started the clock for you.
I've started my phone, yep.
Full-time scores in the under-23s I can tell you about in just one moment. The one that was played here finished Tigers FC 2, Tuggeranong United 0. Zachary Ilioski with a brace. One of them from the penalty spot. First chance for Lawrence to send this into the middle. It's going to break for Emmanuel. Snapshot goes high wide and not very handsome from Nick Emmanuel. Down in the Riverina, it finished Ugali 2, Monero Panthers 0 in the 23s. A Jacob Peake own goal and a goal from Ethan Donetto. And over at O'Connor enclosed. Well, this was something of a match, wasn't it? O'Connor Knights 4, Queanbeyan City 3. Was 3 apiece. Ivan Zaja scored the winner with 15 minutes to play. There's your under-23 results. There's a surprise in the under-18s down in the Riverina. Frank, yeah, Wagga City 3, Tigers 1.
The Tigers were sitting on top of the table, and I know that there's Belconnen and Gungahlin were pretty close by as well.
Yeah, Gungahlin were winning 3-1 last I heard against Tuggeranong in the 18s, and Gungahlin will play Croatia tomorrow. Tigers in the orange, of course. Shandon Whitehead tells me he was born in Johannesburg. We had this conversation last week about where he's from.
I did listen to your commentary.
Yeah, he did say he was born in Johannesburg. Then moved to Portugal for a bit as well. Well-travelled young man. Sam Whittier finds Whitehead. Ball forward for Bassa Silk. Drop of the shoulder, Milicevic. Good to see him back playing football. That's a good ball in as well. Sakamoto got a touch to get it away, only as far as Angus Pitkin. Can't force it through. Southam for Steinacker. Got mobbed by his fan club before kick-off, didn't he, Noah Steinacker?
Certainly did.
Angus Pitkin. A stat for you which might you might not know, Frank. Tuggeranong have not beaten Tigers in the NPL in 7 years.
Wow.
They last won in round 2, 2018. That's a run of 15 matches without a win at this level for Tuggeranong against Tigers. That's a long time between drinks, as they say in this part of the world.
It's funny how some teams really struggle against others, regardless of where they are on the table. But, I mean, let's be honest, the Tigers have been up there for a long, long time now. Tuggeranong a bit more.
His way through and rams it home. Missed out last week through suspension. Back today with a goal and celebrating in style. And it's taken them 6 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's just far too easy, to be honest, Russ. I mean, the ball's come back to Akio after Ben Bassett-Silk had a strike, and he's just beaten one person and found the goal at the near post. And I think Mitch Stevens will be pretty disappointed. It's all come from a corner and a set piece, which Tuggeranong haven't been able to clear. So they've still got a number of players in the box that could have made a bit of an influence or an impact on that whole attack. And if you're fighting for fourth place, that's just too easy.
8 minutes in, 8th goal of the season rather, for William Akio. He put some venom through that hit. He was disappointed to miss out on Tuesday nights, having served his one-match suspension for being sent off here last week in that 8-goal epic against Gungahlin. When he's back with a bang, he's the only change from the side on Tuesday night. You have to give a bit of credit to Ali Effie there, I think, Frank, bringing the one player back in who opens the scoring.
Correct. Yeah, I think he'd be pretty pleased with that, Ali. Anytime you make a decision to make a change to a side that's won, or a side that's travelling well, and they vindicate that selection, you're pretty pleased with yourself.
Yeah, sitting back with a slight smile on your face, wouldn't you? Or in Ali's case, standing up, looking sartorially elegant again in his... Always a well-dressed coach, isn't he? Ali Effie over there. He's got new shoes as well, I think. But great start. There's been a goal down in the Riverina as well, and it's gone to the Panthers. Ugali 0, Monero Panthers 1. Good start to Saturday afternoon for both of the big cats. Whitehead's throw finds Bassett-Silk. Southam. Steinacker. Looks a well-balanced 11, this Tigers one. They were very good on Tuesday. Akio in behind.
Big result on Tuesday, especially after being 1-0 down to Monero at Strider, to get their way back in. I think the goal was almost immediate, the equaliser.
Whittier wants a hit. Yeah, a couple of minutes straight after the Daniel Barrett opener. Ball forward by Foxall is picked off by Southam. I say it looks a well-balanced outfit, this Tigers team. When we talked about the bench earlier today, must be some headache for Ali Effie to try and keep all those people happy. There's some big-name players on there. No Nathan Medjic today as well. He's suspended.
Yeah.
But not in the squad either.
You got last year's player of the season for the whole competition sitting on the bench.
In Tomohiro Ogawa.
Yeah, obviously Nick Popovich, we mentioned him. Like, he's constantly been in the top 5 players in Canberra for probably the last 4 or 5 years.
Lukman Ahmed Shaibu, 46 goals in 55 National Premier League games.
You can probably excuse that one because he's coming back from overseas, as you said. So, but
it's more about how you get them all in the team, isn't it?
Well, yeah, unless they start letting you play 15, you're going to struggle. So, which is great because it means that the players that are in there at the moment will, they need to perform to keep their spot.
Akio's ball forwards. Tuggeranong really haven't got themselves a foothold in the contest at the moment. Bevan Foxall finding Pena 9 minutes in. Yet to see William Lejeune touch the ball. Cole Falco with the throw.
Oh, that's a foul throw, surely.
Sakamoto. Stick to launching them in the penalty area. Pena.
Speaking of Nathan Medjic, he's making his way over here, Ross.
Peterkin. That's a silk. Oh, there's a Shannon Whitehead took his after ball. Apparently he was a little bit upset that we called him a left back in the week. Feels he's more versatile than that. I've pigeonholed him, Frank.
Well, it's funny. I mean, we've had Taya Asplin picked in the junior Matilda side, and they've got her down as a defender. I've had jokes with her during the season that she could be a left back if she put her mind to it, but she's never once played anywhere near it. But she's made an Australian team as a defender.
Pick for your country, you'll play wherever you put, won't you?
100%. We're so pleased for her, and yeah, she's off overseas now to Indonesia for the majority of August, and look forward to seeing her back.
Wish her all the best. Nice work from Akio. His goal, the difference so far.
Because the other player missing, and I don't know, is Archie McGregor still at the club, Ross?
Archie McGregor is no longer with the Tigers.
Right, okay.
He's at the moment in a Scandinavian country of his choice, and there'll be an announcement coming out about him during the week, I understand.
Right, okay.
Fair to say he's doing all right for himself overseas at the moment.
Yep.
Keep an eye out on Tigers' socials for that news a bit later on in the week. But well done to Archie McGregor. Peterkin finds Lawrence. First chance for Steve Neelan to have a run. Not a bad ball in.
Did well to keep it in, to be honest. Just needed some support with people getting in the box.
Whitehead, Milicevic. Whitehead again. Steinacker wants it and gets it.
Really good talking there, Will Lejeune. He saw Steinacker free.
But no, Steinacker was calling for it, but William Lejeune was calling for it for him much louder.
Yes.
Yeah, very good communication from the big goalkeeper. Been another goal in the Riverina. Early days down there, but it's already Ugali nil, Monero Panthers 2. Lawrence for Tuggeranong United. Peterkin. Pena. Look at the sweep it into the box. Not a bad ball, that. Might come for Neelan.
It's probably the first time Tuggeranong have had any sort of real possession, right? They're doing well here, building some pressure.
Neelan again. Came off Milutinovic and will fall kindly for Whitehead. Taneski, that's a nice touch, just didn't quite work. Milicevic was the target. Well, 2 goals inside the first 12 minutes for the Panthers. Not ideal for Ugali.
Need some movement here, Peterkin.
Finds Foxall. We'll bring you the goal scorers as and when we get them. Lejeune away. Peterkin. Tuggeranong seem to have settled now.
Yeah.
Seen a bit more of the football. Neelan. Pena.
Good turn.
Peterkin to lift it forward. The main problem that Tuggeranong have had this year, Frank has been scoring goals. They've only got 25 of them, and 14 of them have come from the boot of Steve Nealon. The next highest scorer in the team is Zach Lawrence with 2 in the squad today.
Is that, I mean, maybe I'm probably been in the women's a couple of years now, so is that something that has been common for Tuggeranong the last couple of years, Russ? Because I know it was always a bit of an issue when I was coaching men.
It has been a problem for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they've kind of fixed the issue with Steve Nealon scoring so many, but they need other players to weigh in.
Yeah, you've got Sam Walker, who was probably their next most prolific goal scorer playing centre-back this year, which is he's transitioned really well, and it's been a good choice. But if you're not getting the backup from, say, your Sam Walkers or your Luke Stevens, who you've traditionally been getting the goals from, you need someone else to stand up.
And whilst it's okay with Steve Nealon scoring a regular rate, if it does dry up for him, there's not much else in terms of the goal scorers.
Well, put it this way, Russ, if you're an opposition coach and you're targeting, like, who are the main threats, if you'd walk away probably thinking, if I can keep Nealon to no goals, chances are we'll keep a clean sheet. I mean, it doesn't always work out like that, we know that, but
keeping him to a clean sheet, though, is half the battle, isn't it?
It's a bit the same as when, back in the day when Barcelona were at their best. Everyone knew how they were going to play, but trying to stop them, yeah.
So the game with Steve Nealon, I think it was against Gungahlin a couple of weeks back, and he'd barely had a kick, and then scored twice and won them the game. I guess that's why he's in the team. Bassa Silk finds Picton.
They're hard players to coach too, just quietly, Ross. Because they're invisible and you're thinking, do I need to make a change here? Am I playing with 10? But you know what they're capable of. It's just as hard as a coach with that player on your side as it is a coach that you're coaching against them.
Does the business and you look like a genius. Free kick for the Tigers. Seeking to extend their lead. Shandon Whitehead over it, left-footed. Taneski is the right foot option. 4 orange shirts on the back post. Ben Bassasilk may be there for the pieces. It's going to be Whitehead, so lofted in. Won by Peterkin, only as far as Whittier. Challenge from Lawrence, helped out, and Nealon. Southam too strong. Combination of the press of Nealon and the presence of Lawrence made sure that the throw was the outcome. As we stand, Tigers on 40, Panthers on 36. Both winning, both doing what they have to do. Akio, Southam.
Oh, that stayed in.
Yeah, it spun horribly on the line for the Tigers' point of view.
Yeah, that would have been an interesting foot race. Nealon against Steinacker if that ball got through from Peterkin.
Tuggeranong are unbeaten in their last 3. They've won 2 and drawn 1. We're talking about Steve Nealon, Frank. 18 games Tuggeranong have played this year, and he scored in 10 of them, which is a good return in the league.
Yeah, because sometimes you get those players that will score like a bucket load of goals, but they'll score in 4 games out of 15, as opposed to picking up their 1 and 2 every.
Yeah, 10 out of 18 is a really good return.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when you consider, no disrespect to Tuggeranong, traditionally what you would say a smaller club in comparison to some of the others in the league. He's done really well, and the club is on the brink of finals football, as Frank mentioned at the top of the broadcast, for the first time in a while. The last time might have been when they were knocked out by the Tigers themselves on penalties at Deakin Stadium. Akio finds Taneski. Milicevic, sort of strong challenge from Peterkin, but diminutive figure of Milicevic dancing his way through. Falco.
They defended that quite well, Tuggeranong. Milicevic would be very difficult to displace off the ball. He's got such a low centre of gravity, Russ, and ball's really tied to his feet as well.
He cops an awful lot, doesn't he, Josh Milicevic, but just gets up and gets on with it. Been the story of his career, isn't he? Where you get smaller stature players, and some players think they can bully them off the ball. But as I mentioned earlier, it's great to see him back in the squad and playing again after a long-term injury. hit the crossbar on Tuesday to set up the goal for Bassasilk, inadvertently so. Turned Dylan Deep Jones inside out.
Yeah. It's a big moment for Ben, actually, against his old club. And
declined to celebrate it. Showed a little bit of class.
Oh, he's got a lot of class, and he's a great person, but I can tell you, I know he was pretty happy about it because I messaged him after the game.
I don't know if you've seen him today, Frank, but he's got a black eye that's come out really well after his nose injury last week. It's bloomed over the course of the week.
Okay. No, I didn't get up close and personal today.
Yeah, his head had an argument with the back of Nikita Burns. Ball into the area. That's a good header as well. Wasn't too far away. I think it was out of play. Wouldn't have counted. He went up for a header by all accounts and headed the back of Nikita Burns.
That was never in his contract when I was coaching him.
What, heading?
Yes. It's a bit like you were tackling.
Well, to be fair, I mean, I was going to say, if you're going to headbutt someone in the back of the head, I mean, in the back, Nikita Burns is a slightly smaller of stature than some of the players you might have picked.
Yeah.
Still didn't do him any good, Ben Bassasilk. I can't believe you had to go at my tackling ability. I made a tackle once. It was great. Got a trophy for it. Sits on my desk. Commemorating the occasion, Frank.
It's overrated, isn't it, Russ?
Of tackling?
Yeah.
Look, was it Paolo Maldini said, if you have to make a tackle, you're in the wrong spot. Absolutely. I mean, clearly the difference being he was a defender and I was a lazy centre forward. So
and played for 2 decades.
100%. Other than that, good-looking fella as well, Paolo Maldini.
Oh, you got him covered, Russ.
Long flowing hair. I mean, he's got more hair than me.
You've got him covered, Russ. You know that. Don't be humble.
Good
chance out here of Zach Lawrence if they want to use him.
Finds Foxall. Nice pocket of space that he's taken up. And here's a chance for Sakamoto. Crossing opportunity. Lifts it into the box. Not a bad one. Whitehead met it. Pedersen stepped forward. And clips one towards Peterkin, who might get there at the second attempt. And tees one up for Neelan. Hooked away as far as Taneski, but there is Walker.
Yeah, the problem wasn't with the delivery, is that both Tuggeranong players that got in the box made the same run. So if it beat one, it beat them both, and just a bit of lack of communication or awareness there. But
they have responded well to go behind early.
They're getting their foot on the ball. Having said that, Tigers look quite comfortable, defending well. You know they've got players that can break quickly.
At what stage in the fixture, Frank, and you've been in these situations where you need the points are more important than the performance right now. At what stage in the fixture do Tigers start looking at it and going, well, we don't need a second? And that's where very early now, but I mean, at some stage, does that come into the mindset at all, or do they just carry on playing as they are?
Look, it probably does, and probably at the back end of both halves. So if you're 5 minutes away from half time, you wouldn't want to be throwing players forward unless you really need to. And then, you know, that last 10 minutes, if it's still 1-0, then probably more your influence is not so much your position on the field, but maybe even your substitutions.
There's Akio with a wonderful ball for Taneski. It's a real chance for Nick Taneski. Stings the palms of Callum Cook, and Michael Southam can't turn home the rebounds. Yeah,
Nick's first touch just took him away from the goal. I think his first touch takes him more central. I think he's a better chance of finishing that.
Gorgeous delivery from Akio with the outside of the boots.
Yeah. So yeah, just going back to what I was saying, I think probably more to do with your substitutions. I mean, if you let's paint a scenario, it's 1-0 and with 10 minutes to go, do you bring on Nick Popovich or do you bring on Ogawa? You know, so yeah, and of course it all depends on the situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or whatever else.
But I'm sure it will be at this stage of the season. We are talking the pointy end of the campaign now.
Yep.
3 games left after today. Points at a premium for everybody in the top 4.
Starting to get a few people down the sidelines, Ross, as well.
Not a bad turnout so far.
You'd just love to have a stand here, though, wouldn't you?
Yes, is the answer to that question.
Gee.
I'm not sure what Milicevic was playing there. It's a decent ball into the box. Tuggeranong Ruggerness might have been on the end of that. Steinaker stuck and let out. It's early stages. 1-0 William Akio's goal midway through the first half. Tigers have been amongst the goals themselves. 42 of them this season now.
Ian Worthington sends his regards, Russ.
He was. I'm sure he'd be.
Not so many words.
I'm sure he'd be very disappointed with his team's performance today.
He's not delighted, is he?
No.
I can tell you that.
Bevan Foxall.
That's a good run.
Going through the gears and motoring, but unable to keep it in. It's a long way to go, Wagga, to come away with no points. I was talking to Debbie Carr beforehand. They had a mixed day, the Tigers juniors. A couple of wins and a couple of defeats.
Yeah, it's never a great drive home if you're coming back from a loss.
I did speak to Steve Forshaw about Balconnan's, Radford's under-14s played Wagga, and he tells me in every level in the junior teams, Wagga City Wanderers, they're all built like men. They're massive, apparently, across all the grades. He said they turn up with their under-14s, look like they're under-18s. They're all absolutely huge. And they play some good football as well, Wagga, in the youth setup.
Well, is that a hammy?
Well, it was something tweaked in the back for Ewan Peterkin as he stretched to take that off Nick Taneski's toe.
I know this sounds a bit odd, but you'd probably prefer that to be a kick rather than a hammy.
Something caught him on the back of the right thigh. Here's Taneski. Walker stuck a leg out. Foxall's happy to go home. If you just tuned in, you missed the early goal. Here goes Foxall bursting through. Nealon ahead of him. Tries to slide it through to his striker, but Whitehead was there. Nealon's picked his pocket and delivered. Milutinovic well placed.
Really good mover, isn't he, Nealon? Low to the ground as well. Sharp. Good feet.
Good feet from Pena.
Yep.
Pedersen. Falco. Sakamoto's hugging the left touchline.
Yeah, Pedersen's gone, Russ. He's just waved to the bench. His hammy's done.
Yeah, Ewan Peterkin. Daniel Grove, Tim Santos are the defensive options.
Yep.
He can't move, basically. I'm surprised he's not sat down. That might get the sub on earlier. Pedersen tried to force that through.
Yeah, I'd be attacking this side.
I was going to say, if Tigers are ruthless, they will come down here right now with Ben Silk. Well done by Pedersen. Here's the change. And it's going to be Daniel Grove, who's been out for quite some time. Ewan Peterkin. Well, this might have ramifications further than today.
Absolutely. But the encouraging thing for Tuggeranong is just Foxall. He's really making some good inroads a couple of times now. Once down that left-hand side and then once through the middle just there. Unlucky not to find Nealon's feet when he tried to feed it through, but he's looking impressive. Yeah,
he's actually kicked on in the second half of the campaign, Bevan Foxall. Really put a shift in. Found him a good position, I think, in behind those front two. Here comes Daniel Grove then. The change in defence. I wonder if it'll be like for like or whether there will be a positional change.
No,
Grove.
I'd say it'd be like for like. Daniel's generally a full-back rather than a central player.
Switch to a 4 at the moment. Whitehead switches the play. Steinacker, plenty of the AIS to run into for the fullback. Looking for Taneski. Took it in his stride beautifully. Delivery was wonderful.
Fantastic ball.
Nobody there to turn it home. That will be a corner, though, for the Tigers. Noah Steinacker has a very ungainly running style, doesn't he? But he just eats up the ground.
Yeah, he's very upright with his upper body, Russ, when he runs.
Loves to get forward. And he'll stay up there and add his considerable height to this as well. Whittier, Milutinovic, Southam, Steinacker and Taneski all on the back post making runs now. Delivery from Whitehead, couldn't beat the first player. Picking can keep Tuggeranong camped in though. Steinacker. Southam. Taneski. Southam again. Exchange with Whittier. Well won by Pedersen. Here's Walker.
Yeah, Foxall again. He's taking up some really nice little positions just centrally here. Pitkins picked him up.
Tuggeranong being forced to play across the back in their search for a way out. Cole Falco. Nick Emmanuel hasn't had a chance to have a run much today. He has now. And found Foxall.
His first touch let him down.
Almost returned it to Emmanuel, but yeah, it was a bit loose.
It was his first touch that really let him down. Otherwise, he probably had 2 or 3 options. If his first touch was good there, could have had a strike, could have picked up Emmanuel, probably could have even picked out Nealon, but just let him down there. Unlucky.
William Akio's early goal. The difference as we approach the half hour. Trying to force the pass there, Josh Pedersen, and it wasn't really on. Steinacker, Taneski. Finds Whitehead. Milicevic. What was noticeable from Tigers in recent weeks, Frank, I don't know if you've noticed it from watching them earlier in the season to now, is that the pace in which they break now seems to be a lot quicker. The first ball, initial ball forward, it tends to be a positive one. Much like that, you know, trying to find someone on the front foot.
I mean, look, it's pretty clear for me, like, they're trying to get it to the other side of the field as quickly as they can. And Steinacker and even Whitehead, like even now, Whitehead's in a good spot and he'll get the ball. That's what's sort of standing out to me. But I think a lot of that comes from them having a stable midfield 3 now. I think when I was commentating on them earlier this year, there was plenty of changes, even throughout a game, you know. But now you've got, you know, sort of Pitkin, Bath Silk, Woody's in there. It looks stable. It's functioning well. I think that's one of the key things.
And we don't see the team all the time, but
of course,
there was a chat we had at the start of the year, and one we were making I think I wasn't the only one making this point, that Sam Whittier was playing central defender, as needs must when they have players injured. But now that they've got their their defenders back, and he can move into that midfield, but he can certainly dictate the pace of the game from there. And I think that's probably where he's better deployed.
Sam Whittier will do a good job for you wherever you put him. You could even put him up front, and he's played a lot up front too.
Scored some crackers up front, hasn't he? We'll come back to that in a minute as Pena's trying to put Nealon in behind. And Marko Milutinovic has landed on the back of his head, which will be a sore one. Might have got a stud from Nealon's boot.
But yeah, so I mean, it's one of those things with Sam. Sometimes the versatility of a good player does sort of hinder them a bit, but and exactly what you said, we don't see players at training. We don't see them anywhere near the same amount of times as the coach does. We're not privy to the conversations that they have or the plans that they're trying to put in place. But I think for me, it's noticeable now that they do look a bit more fluid, a bit more stable. Players look assured. But I think the other thing is, like, if I was in that starting 11 and I knew what was on the bench, you're going to have to perform. Otherwise, someone very good is going to take your spot.
I think there might be a little bit of claret on the back of Marko Milutinovic's head. I think inadvertent stud from Steve Nealon as he went down in the challenge. Alessandro Pena will take the corner kick for Tuggeranong against the 10 men of the Tigers momentarily. Into the area, won by Emmanuel. Was an unorthodox leap.
He sort of ducked a little bit, and if he hadn't and got over the top of it, he was a big chance of putting that on target. Pena's had a good start to this game as well, Russ. It's always been very neat.
Struggled to break into this Tuggeranong United outfit, Alessandro Pena. 16 games before today, only 4 starts.
Yep.
Again, a very versatile footballer, can play across numerous positions. Falco wins the header with a meaty thump. Out towards Emmanuel.
Terry Butcher's about to come on.
Yeah, Marko Milutinovic with the stylish headband.
A lot of our viewers wouldn't even know who Terry Butcher is.
Well,
do
you know what? On Wednesday, Terry Butcher got a mention on Tuesday night, actually, with myself and Andy, when there was a little bit of blood going around, him and Paul Ince.
Yep.
Ironically, and there's another player down.
Yeah, I think him and Sam Walker got their boots almost caught together because they both went with a bit of a grimace.
The German won that, yeah. So Terry Butcher's got 2 mentions in less than 4 days. Whitehead, Silk, Akio. That's a lovely first on ball, but Taneski's gone too soon.
Unlucky.
Yeah, wasn't much in it, but it was just offside.
Great ball.
Looks like a man with a point to prove today, William Akio. Very frustrated, sat on the sideline. No one likes to miss games. In a backward sort of way, though. Maybe it's helped Tigers that he was suspended on Tuesday, Frank, because he looks full of running today.
Well, the games are coming thick and fast. I know with my team, we've just had a 3-game week. We've got another one coming up next week, and then we're into...
And a very tough 3-game week, wasn't it? You've got Canberra, Croatia.
Yeah.
Majura away, which is... they gave you a little bit of trouble last time, didn't they? In a 2-1 win, a couple of late goals, and then the easy task of popping to Belconnen to play a team that's won 16 out of 16.
Yep.
Good luck with that. We'll be there.
Thanks, mate.
And I'll be looking forward to that, McKellar, on Wednesday. Whitty's ball in. Milicevic, lovely positioning. Good hit too. That's a wonderful goal. Fantastic finish. Josh Milicevic took it in his stride and then bends it in the bottom corner. And the Tigers have a second, and it is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, absolutely. The turn was electric, and then the finish was just so sharp. Not much Callum Cook could have done with that, and that's just bottom corner. And yeah, probably unfortunate for Tuggeranong because they just probably had their best sort of foothold in the game for a little period of about 5 or 10 minutes. But that's the threat of a good quality side like Tigers, that if they get opportunities anywhere near around the box, that you can pay for them.
Super finish from a technician of the highest quality. Found the pocket of space, manoeuvred it onto that left foot, and then finished with a wonderful strike. And all Tuggeranong's good work to get themselves back into the contest has been undone. Here goes Whitehead. Now Tigers bit between the teeth again, perhaps. Space for Silk. United's midfield's gone missing. Taneski. Sweeping ball. Steinacker will keep it in. Akio ahead. Southam. Delivery in was looking for Whitehead. The question marks, as good as the finish was, there'll be question marks about how he managed to get into that space at the top of the Tuggeranong penalty area.
To be fair, I don't know if there was that much space. I'll have to watch it back, but I think the turn was just brilliant. Sometimes you just got to give credit to.
Oh, it was a super finish, wasn't it?
Great turn. And
but I mean, Josh Milicevic has been playing mostly on this left side, so how he's managed to run unchecked across the front of the Tuggeranong penalty area. Well, I guess that will be something for the Tuggeranong analysis team to look at.
So even going back to what you were saying before around, when do you start considering the scoreline? I mean, this is when, as a coach, Mitch will probably be starting thinking, do I stay with 3 at the back? Do I start looking at getting ourselves into back into this game, maybe by deploying Sam Walker further forward, or what changes have I got that could help us? I mean, they've already been forced into one change with Peterkin coming off.
Well, at the moment, they've dropped out of the 4. Queanbeyan City have a point to their name, and they're on 24 points. Goal difference might come into this. Tuggeranong's now reads minus 15. Queanbeyan City is minus 12. Gungahlin is minus 18. So they want to avoid a hiding here. Mind you, last time they played them here, they were 2-0 up and conceded 2 late ones. So maybe history will repeat itself in reverse.
I tell you what, the clouds are really coming across a bit too, Russ. And
it
the
doesn't look pretty, does it?
Temperatures dropped, and
they did say there was a polar front coming in on the weather that I heard on the way in. I mean, I don't think they were hoping it wasn't going to be today. They did say there could have been a threat for snow in some of the higher grounds. Got to love a polar front. Sounds beautiful, doesn't it?
Sounds like a car.
Whitehead. Silk.
Lovely.
Pitkin. Whitehead. That's nice. Taneski.
Oh,
got a kind ricochet. Couldn't find the finish.
Beautiful play there. Just really intricate one touch, good movement, accurate passes into space where players are running. Great to watch.
Steinacker. Look at the space that Whittier's managed to find. Taneski. Pena snapped into the tackle and won it back. Emmanuel up against Southam. Good strong defending, but Emmanuel's managed to nick it. Here's Neelan. Forced away from goal. A couple of nibbles at the young striker.
That's what I was thinking, Ross.
Good defensive work in the end by Southam and Milutinovic to force Neelan out towards that corner flag. First chance to perhaps see Cole Falco launch one. Tuggeranong have put a fair few up into this attack.
No one really coming around the back post.
It's not a huge run-up area for him here, is there? But still a decent effort. It's allowed to bounce as well. And it comes out for Lawrence.
Get that down.
Never looked comfortable on his right foot there, Zach Lawrence. Always arcing away from goal. Reminder that tomorrow we'll be at Gungahlin Enclosed for Gungahlin United versus Canberra, Croatia. Women's Premier League action. Well, there's 3 games. Take your pick, all on Capital Football YouTube. You've got Canberra Olympic, again, Majura versus Canberra Olympic. Ainsley, Canberra, Croatia versus West Canberra Wanderers at Deakin, and Belconnen versus Gungahlin at Mackellar. There's Premier League, Capital Premier League tomorrow as well. Canberra Olympic versus Juventus at O'Connor Enclosed. Here's Milicevic in behind. Plenty of football tomorrow afternoon as well. Hopefully the weather stays nice for it. Pena.
I'll tell you now, we can't afford any more catch-up games, Russ.
No. Lawrence, Neelan. There's a couple in midweek, isn't there? As I mentioned on Wednesday, Canberra Olympic, Belconnen at Mackellar in the Women's National Premier League. Same nights. Gungahlin play O'Connor Knights in the Men's National Premier League.
Well, we've got 7 games. We've got 7 games in August. And I think Canberra, Croatia have got 8 in the women's.
Yeah, so they've got 6 left to play, I think.
Yeah.
Here's Falco from the other opposite side, using the bank to his advantage and launching one in. Southam's won it. Great control from Milicevic. Came off Akio, only as far as Pedersen. Pena and Walker, and that's a good ball for Emmanuel. Sakamoto. Akio away. Pedersen. Walker.
I think for a second there, Sam was almost winding that up for a strike. It might have been better just to ask a question of Will Lejeune there. Yeah,
which they haven't really done today, have they?
That's the thing. Like, you know, he's got a really good technique, Sam Walker. I just would have almost preferred to see him buy a ticket for that.
You just put your foot through it. You never know what might happen. What is happening at the moment is Tigers are relatively comfortable. 4 minutes to half-time. Walker. They haven't had it all their own way, those in orange, but they've kept Tuggeranong at arm's length for the majority of it. Shannon Whitehead. Milutinovic back to Lejeune. Well, with both Tigers and Panthers ahead, status quo is preserved at the moment. If you're Canberra, Croatia sitting at the top of the table, you're not relying on other teams to drop points anyway, are you? You're assuming they're going to win all their games.
Good run.
Steinacker's found Akio. When you've been in positions to win league titles, Frank, you've looked at the opposition and who they're playing. You've never really sat there going, well, they'll only get 1 from that. You just assume they're going to get all of the points required, and then you do what you've got to do.
There's nothing better than having it in your own hands, Ross. Yeah, once you start relying on other teams and their results, that's when you're in trouble.
Foxall again, just drifting between the lines. Pick him with him.
Oh, he's done well.
Fox has done excellently to get away and find Neelan.
Could he have taken that first time?
Milicevic launches one. Walker's flick on. Found Falco. Not sure whether that was by design from Sam Walker. An inadvertent touch, but either way it worked out. Daniel Grove, the early change for Ewan Peterkin. Like to go a long way here.
Oh,
Lawrence.
absolutely
offsides.
no reason to get himself offside there. It's opened up for him perfectly. Daniel Grove had been patient.
The old coach killer looking across the line.
Tell you what, if the girls are watching, they'll know that yeah, we got caught offside so many times against Tuggeranong last weekend.
Just look across the line.
Oh, at half time I called it. I said anyone get caught offside gets a fine this half.
And was there any?
Yeah, 4.
4.
We're going to Bali, Russ.
Excellent work. Zelensky. Milicevic. They used to say about some players they were born offside.
Yeah.
Akio. Good return from Milicevic. Here's Akio again.
Good challenge.
Yeah, Walker stood his ground, needed to. Lawrence. Grove to clear. Whitehead's got lots of time to bring that down and pick his pass. Ali Effie was telling me about the amount of work his team put in on Tuesday in terms of the amount of kilometres covered. It was a fair amount. I think it was something along the lines of 15 or 20 or something like that. Something amazing amount of...
What, each?
No, collectively. Or whatever it was. I can't really remember. I can't remember what it was. It was a lot. It was a big number anyway. And he did tell me that they completed something like 470 passes.
Yeah, right.
Which is a lot. Milicevic.
Oh, was he?
Touch.
Was he though?
Well, the indication...
It must have been that he was coming back.
The indication was he came back from an offside position, and that's what Josh Eiser's pointing out now. And that would be the correct decision if that's the case. But you make the first run back and then forward again. Close.
But see this again, like this is what, you look at the way this ground's set up, there's no, we've got people on the sideline literally a metre away from, with no obstruction. Like.
Also, though, with a slight bias towards those in orange.
Yeah, I mean, they're all wearing Tigers jackets just quietly, but...
Half-time O'Connor enclosed. It's O'Connor Knights 0, Queanbeyan City 0.
The funny thing is O'Connor Knights, like, for as poor as their season has been, like, they've actually, last few weeks, even when they lost to Croatia, like, they actually, was it 3-2?
3-2, yeah.
3-2. Monero, they scored 3 goals, 5-3. They're not... And I know we were all looking at these teams like Tuggeranong and Queanbeyan City and Gungahlin, and they have to play them. O'Connor Knights are no pushovers.
Yeah, well, it's 0-0 there at half-time. Half-time in the Riverina, Ugali 0, Monero Panthers 2. 1 minute of time added on. We're going to get... And we're going to be in that very shortly indeed. If we're not already, we are.
Yep.
We're just about there. Just adding on the time that's adding on, which is right now. And that'll do for the first half. And a very satisfactory one for Tigers FC. Scored early through William Akio. Doubled their lead through a wonderful strike from Josh Milicevic. And probably well worth their 2-0 lead, Frank Cation.
Yeah, look, I think like we said, Russ, I think even when Tuggeranong got a bit of a foothold in the game, they were starting to get a bit more dominant with possession. Tigers look comfortable. They kept them at arm's length. Neelan's a constant threat, and I think Foxall's done well. But I think Ali will walk into half-time and be pretty pleased with the way his side's gone about it. And they should walk off with a fair bit of confidence as well. On the back of the Monero win and then that half there, they're looking at a very good side.
Well, they've got their hands on the points, and that's what they need right now. At half-time, William Akio's goal early. Josh Milicevic's goal half an hour or so later means that Tigers are in the ascendancy. It's Tigers 2, Tuggeranong 0.
season finishes in November. So they start, obviously start for the restart.
Welcome back to the AIS for the second half of this match between Tuggeranong United and Tigers. Tigers lead by 2-0. I'm Russ Gibbs. Frank Keisha is still with us. And Frank, I believe that we're going to see a change because Tomohiro Ogawa is out there in his kit, just doing a bit of keepy-uppies and juggling over in the middle.
Yeah, well, we just wonder who that's for. Obviously a midfield change, you'd imagine. Whether that's for one of Pitkin or Basilk or Woody.
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
He might just be warming up, Ross. It's pretty cold.
It is cold, isn't it?
We actually got hail at
While we were looking at the goals elsewhere, there was a little bit of hail. It started O'Connor in close, second half. O'Connor 0, Queanbeyan City 0. Down in the Riverina, Ugali 0, Monero Panthers 2. 2 goals from Stephen Dominici, 2 assists from Daniel Barach, 2 headers.
2 headers,
yeah.
And the second one was very good, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, on another note, is that one of your players out there?
I'm just checking out the talent out in the field and thinking, looks decent.
Where's that skill come from young Jensen throughout the course of the season?
Yeah, Elise Jensen, she's had a pretty good year for us. I think she's second most minutes this year behind Kat Perich and really blossoming into a very good midfielder. Obviously, there's a lot of expectations on Olympic and especially the midfield because we do play a lot of football through there. So she's done well to stand up to that and had a good season.
Out there having a kick around at half-time as we wait the two teams coming back for the second half, and we'll have a glance around and tell you who the substitute is for. It does look like from this distance. I was going to say it might have been Angus Pitkin, but is he out there? Sam Whittier's still there.
Bassett Silk might be the one that's...
It looks like you might be right.
Yep.
So Ben Bassett Silk is making the... He's made his way off.
Go, boys, right away. Right away, first pass, come on.
Tomohiro Ogawa on. First change of the match goes... Or first change of the match for the Tigers. Tuggeranong made the one in the first half. 45 minutes. Or false start. We'll go again.
That's good because I can start my stopwatch.
Well, I've just started mine, so mine's running a few seconds.
Mine's spot on, Russ.
Spot on. Well, you forgot in the first half, didn't you? Mine's 12 seconds too much now. Noah Steinacker finds Akio. Whittier. I believe it was his pass that found Milicevic for the goal. And Cracker as well. Good switch from Southam. Wonderful ball to Whitehead. Milicevic. Pena for Tuggeranong United. Who we were discussing at half-time, Frank, we thought were a little timid in their approach in the opening 45. For a side that's pushing for for the side that right at this very moment are out of the top four.
Yeah, I mean that. I came here expecting, or both teams to be fighting tooth and nail for whatever they could get out of today, and I'm not questioning the commitment from Tuggeranong, but I just think there's some players that have stayed in their shell, and they really need to get out of that and really start flying the flag for Tuggeranong, because they've got a very real opportunity to make the top four, and I get the feeling whoever misses out on the top four come at the end of August will be kicking themselves, because they'll look at points that they dropped or moments in matches, and they'll know that they've done just a little bit better or shown a bit more intent. They'll be there at finals time.
Well, for those of you that watched the Premier League, you would have seen Liverpool leading comfortably 2-0 this morning, and that blew away in was it 15 second half minutes before they came back to win, of course. Steve Neelan to get on the end of it. So, I mean, 2-0's 2-0, isn't it?
Not unsurmountable. I mean, you were here on Wednesday night. Within 10 minutes of that second half, we're 2-1.
I was getting deja vu moments from the Cup semi-final for you.
Worry,
I think you probably were as well on the same patch of ground.
Yeah, but the difference is you've got teams that will throw players forward to do that. Now, whether or not Tuggeranong do that in the second half is up to them, but you'd love to see them not die wondering, in this next 45 minutes.
It's a dangerous game to rely on others, as you mentioned in the first half. Lejeune sends it out to Whitehead. Tigers doing what they need to do at the moment. Tedeschi down under the challenge of Grove. Free kick goes the way of Tigers. As we stand on the league table right now, Canberra Croatia 42, Tigers 40, Monero Panthers 36. Tuggeranong, Queanbeyan 24, Tuggeranong 24. Goal difference separating those two. Milicevic over this free kick. 4 Tiger shots on the far post. Becoming 3 as Akio runs across field. Free kick from Milicevic didn't quite have the accuracy he would have hoped. Excuse me, that's a good ball in though. Tedeschi on the turn. Ogawa.
Nice.
Akio almost.
Unlucky.
Milicevic almost in behind. Pitkin loses out. And Bevan Foxall can stretch his legs.
See, again, there's one person getting forward alongside Bevan Foxall, and that's Nealon.
And that's why he's got 19 goals this season in all competitions. Nobody else.
You've got 6 or 7 players just getting over halfway as the ball goes out.
I mentioned goal difference, Frank. Is that maybe playing on the mind as well?
It can't be.
Surely not.
No, points are going to be worth more than goal difference. You get the points on top of someone, doesn't matter what their goal difference is.
Well, they've played for this set piece maybe, and Cole Falco can send one in. Plenty of Tuggeranong shirts in there to hit.
Yeah, they've got good numbers forward, and that's what you want to see.
Need to make one of these count. That's into the area. Southam.
Right.
Unchecked.
Yeah.
Southam, though. No challenge on him whatsoever. Groves got there ahead of Tedeschi. Steinacker.
Oh,
hit Tedeschi. That was a silly challenge from Nick Tedeschi.
Absolutely no intent on playing the ball there.
None at all.
I know he was frustrated about a foul, but
it was a silly challenge from Nick Tedeschi. He lined up Zach Lawrence from a mile away. That was frustration and nothing more. Sam Walker's got himself a yellow card as well for getting involved when he didn't really need to either.
Well, I'd rather see him flying the flag like that than just allowing that to happen. I'd want to see some sort of response here from Tuggeranong.
2 yellow cards. Here's the upshot. Just a little bit of an undercurrent to keep an eye on. But another goal in the Riverina, and it's gone to Monero. It's Ugali 0, the Panthers 3. Home and hosed it would seem for Paul McCaw and his troops.
Yeah.
Walker finds Foxall. Whitehead. Back for Lejeune. Well, maybe that's that little bit of feistiness you wanted to see from Tuggeranong United, but maybe channel it a bit different. Whittier, Emmanuel back there to challenge.
If that interchange lifts Tuggeranong, I think Ali would be pretty disappointed that it's happened at all, because again, Tigers look comfortable.
Nick Tedeschi wanted the free kick, didn't he? And he didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then took matters into his own hands. Steinacker. Akio. Challenge from Pedersen. Good turn from Tedeschi. Good feet from Tedeschi. Comes out for Steinacker. Cole Falco had a nibble.
Yeah, wasn't far away from the free kick.
Nothing given though.
And that's the thing, I mean, Nick Tedeschi's just shown there in that last 30 seconds. That's how you can really hurt a side, because he's a quality player and he's hard to handle. He puts another one on them on the scoreboard. It's going to hurt Tuggeranong any more than any shoulder charge that he puts on in and around halfway.
Poor old Zach Lawrence, friendly fire as well. I don't think it was him that made the foul on Tedeschi in the first instance.
Probably wasn't.
Just happened to be the person that was on the ball at the time. Anyway, it all seems to have blown over.
No, I wouldn't be so sure, but let's see.
I was talking about the hail.
Yeah, okay.
Thankfully, that has blown over. Ogwa finds Southam. Again, look at the space that Steinacker has.
And as I said, Russ, in the first half, I think that's a bit of a tactic. Now, if they can get it to the other side again, Whitehead's in a really good spot.
Here's Steinacker, Akio,
Ogwa. And then Milosevic is in a good spot as well.
Picked up by Bevan Foxhall. One back by Steinacker. He's no right to do so either. And here he is. Backtracking Tuggeranong defence. Noah Steinacker's ball in. Walker stooped. Pitkin. Whitehead.
Looks like Nick Popovich over the other side of the field warming up, Ross.
Yeah, not bad substitute to be able to bring on.
Pretty handy.
Walker's found some space for Emmanuel here. But Steinacker's back to winning again. Ogwa. Steinacker once more. Again allowed plenty of room to run into. Akio. Nice ball that for Steinacker. Took it in beautifully. One more for Taneski. Tuggeranong not exactly hanging on here, but they're being pegged back.
Second to everything though, Ross.
And you feel that the Tigers are one good pass away from being in here.
Look at this. It's just...
And Whittier might be able to provide it.
There's been about 3 or 4 occasions in the last couple of minutes where Tigers players have come from behind to win balls off Tuggeranong possession when they've got no right to do so.
Well, here comes Nick Popovich. This is Sam Whittier heading in that direction. Well, the substitute not going to be made right now. Whitehead. Milicevic. Maybe he's just getting back into place, the captain.
Yeah, you almost wonder whether it's Taneski just because of the yellow card, Ross.
Could be. We'll find out momentarily. It would make sense, wouldn't it? Like for like, near enough, in terms of positional play. Different kinds of footballers there. Nick Popovich, who scored the winning goal on Tuesday. Well taken one as well. Do you think we could put that down as a 35-yarder?
Well, it was.
I mean, I know there was no one in the goal, but
I think Popper was as surprised as anyone to see Gary Memitage up around the centre circle when he received the ball. But
it is Taneski who's going to make way. Worked hard again today. He did skip round him. Long way out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Scored from distance, I think you could say. Tuggeranong with a brace of substitutes getting ready over there as well. Looks like Jabby Davis and Luke Stevens.
Nice spot here.
Falco, Sakamoto. Steinacker back in the fullback position to do some defending. Pedersen finds Sakamoto.
Great ball.
Good delivery for Lawrence. Oh, that's a brilliant finish.
What a goal.
A stunning strike from Zach Lawrence. The ball in from Sakamoto was class. And Lawrence finishes with absolute aplomb. And we've got a game on here.
Yeah, and for the first time, I think, this game where Tuggeranong had managed to get an overload into a wide area, the delivery from Sakamoto was excellent, and the finish just matched that. Lejeune got a hand to it, but gee, had some power behind that Zach Lawrence strike.
Got a hand on it, couldn't keep it out. And the introduction of Nick Popovich.
Well, he hasn't touched the ball yet.
Has gone the other direction. His first touch is to kick it off. And Tuggeranong are back in the contest. Now then, another goal in the Riverina. Ugali Neil Monero 4.
Wow.
Panthers really exerting their authority down there. And what did we mention earlier on, Frank?
2-0.
Is that at 2-0, it's anyone's game, isn't it? But how good was the ball from Sakamoto and how good was the finish? Substitutions for Tuggeranong.
And Zach Lawrence is coming off, and
Alessandro Pena as well. Last kick of the ball, that from Zach Lawrence. Some way to sign off. Luke Stevens.
Stevens are probably coming out to the left-hand side.
And Jabby Davis is more of a central player, so that might precipitate a slight shuffle.
Yeah, well, is that Emmanuel going into almost a right-back position?
Yeah, Nick Emmanuel played a lot of full-back last year. And he can play there. He's been unleashed of the shackles to cause a nuisance up top this year. Back in the defensive role. Stevens looks like they've gone Foxall a bit further up as well, but it might be just one up top, which is a bit odd one. We'll see. Popovic tries to squeeze it past Sakamoto.
He's unlucky not to get a handball there, Popper.
It's nice from Foxall. First involvement for Stevens. Neelan peeled away. Stevens came the other way. Well, now maybe the nerves are in those in the orange shirts.
100%.
Whitehead knowing that they can't really afford to concede again. Emmanuel with Popovic. Neelan hasn't had a sniff of goal this afternoon, Steve Neelan. That's a wonderful tackle from Southam.
It was.
Whittiers changed the point of attack to Milicevic.
Southam stayed down here, Ross, around the centre circle. He must have just got caught, I think.
Yeah, Michael Southam maybe just tweaked something.
I reckon he's just got caught on the ankle with that tackle.
They've got Samson Carr amongst the substitutes, Tigers. Natural defender. The fullback more than anything, but they could put Steinacker into central defence should they lose Southam here. From the Riverina. 4-0 to Monero Panthers. 2 goals early in the first half, 2 goals early in the second. Those points are well and truly theirs. Meanwhile, at O'Connor enclosed, it's 0-0 between the Knights and Queanbeyan.
And 0-0 White Eagles versus Brindabella in the CPL.
0-0 everywhere outside of the 2 games where there's goals.
What?
Tell me I'm not wrong.
Goals everywhere except for the 2 games that are 0-0.
That's 100% correct. As my dad would say, 1 more each and they'd be level. And that's why I don't let him in the country. It's Cole Falco.
So it's got nothing to do with him being a Spurs supporter.
That could be that as well.
How was his week?
Well, they were 2-0 up as well, and they didn't have very happily for them, did it?
It did for everybody else, though, let's be honest.
2-0 up with, what, 5 minutes to play? They're also 2-0 up in the penalty shootout as well, yeah, and also lost that. Here's Akio.
He's got it for pace, hasn't he?
Great pace. And away from Falco, sticking to it. The deflection helps Popovic. And Callum Cook, well, any touch from Popovic and he probably scores.
Yeah, you've nailed that there with the deflection helping Popper, because it almost put it on Popper's head. But gee, Falco got burnt down this side from Akio.
Not the first to see the pair of heels from William Akio this season. There's jet heels to the South Sudanese international winger. With Michael Southam off momentarily, Sam Whitty's gone into central defence. He's back with us now, Southam. Ogawa, that's another loose one from him. Not quite got up to speed yet. Tomohiro Ogawa. Nick Emmanuel. Just a reminder that earlier in the year, Tuggeranong led Tigers 2-0, and it was pegged back. They were pegged back for 2-2. Cole Falco. Sakamoto. First time delivery. It's not a bad one. Neelan will put the pressure on Whitehead.
I was about to say, I think Sakamoto's almost been their best outlet, especially in the second half, getting forward and delivering balls into the box for us.
He's enjoyed it further forward, not having to chase William Akio.
Yeah.
Goal at O'Connor, and a big one too. Knights 0, Queanbeyan City 1.
Wow.
Queanbeyan City going 2 points ahead of Tuggeranong United as we speak.
This is a big moment, this throwing. His last couple of throw-ins have been excellent.
Falco to take this one. Launches it huge in the box. Walker was there and it almost broke for Neelan.
Hands around Walker. Did you see it, Russ?
No, I was watching the flight of the ball, wondering where it was going to drop. No real complaints from the Tuggeranong number 9.
Yeah, but play on.
Popovic was offside. So O'Connor Knights 0, Queanbeyan City 1. Big goal that for City. Puts them into the top 4 as we speak. What can Tuggeranong do about it? What can O'Connor do about it as well, perhaps?
Mm-hmm.
Augustin Bangura stripped off and ready to go over on that far side, getting some last-minute instructions from his coach, Ali Effie.
He was probably a bit stiff not to be starting today. He had a good game against Monero, didn't he?
Well, he was the one in the first half. We said when you were left out, William Akio comes in and Akio scores.
He was on.
So you can't really complain, can you, if you're Augustin Bangura? I'm sure you can.
Of course you can.
But the substitute, the replacement, has come on and got a goal. He's actually done really well, Bangura, since he's joined.
Yeah. He was a good player at Garland back a couple of years back when I was coaching men's as well. Always a tricky customer.
He's coming on for Josh Milicevic, who scored a really good goal. We've been actually treated to 3 cracking goals today, actually.
We have.
Really good finishes. Augustin Bangura makes his way onto the field for his 70th National Premier League appearance. 11 goals to his name at the same time. Walker's left that a bit short. We've got 25 minutes left here at the AIS. Tigers leading by 2-1. Just a reminder, tomorrow, Canberra Croatia Gungahlin United. There is a sequence of results where Canberra Croatia could win the title tomorrow, but it would require Tigers to drop points here. At the moment, they're not.
A couple of balls on the pitch here, Wes.
Popovic. Challenged by Sakamoto. The gap of... My rudimentary maths isn't great, you know this, Frank.
Yep.
But if Tuggeranong were to equalise, am I right in saying that the gap would be 4 points? That would mean that Croatia could win the title tomorrow.
If they go 7 points.
If they go 7 points clear with 2 games to play.
Correct.
So this is a big 25 minutes in the season for Tigers. Also for Tuggeranong, with Queanbeyan City leading. They would play at home next week, Tuggeranong, so O'Connor Knights, knowing that a win would almost be essential.
And I'll tell you, I wonder if the elements and the conditions have got something to do with this as well now, Russ, because the wind's picked up and it's starting. Oh, here we go.
Bangura, Popovic, angles acute, finishes good. Great save, Cook. Needed to get down to it.
That was really good football. I thought it was a great ball to Popovic. I'll give Falco his due because he kept Popovic out wide. Popper's shot was excellent, and then the save was just as good.
Whittier sends that into the box. You love this time of year, Frank, because if these results stay the way they are, Queanbeyan City will be 2 points ahead of Tuggeranong United in the league table with 2 games to play, which would mean that should they get a win next week,
they're safe.
They might be okay. And that game is against Monero Panthers at High Street. Nick Emmanuel.
Oh, I think he just stepped on the ball. It wasn't a foul, but...
On the other hand, when you look at these different lenses, what we're talking about all day today, if they lose next week to Monero Panthers, and Monero Panthers would like nothing better than to put one over Queanbeyan City, and Tuggeranong beat O'Connor on Sunday, it's in Tuggeranong's hands going into the final week of the season.
Well, here's the other one. If say the table stays as it is right now, Monero Queanbeyan City first round of the semi-finals. What a matchup that is.
And if it does go into the final round of the season, Queanbeyan City will be playing Tigers away. And Tuggeranong United would need, if they got something from that, Tuggeranong would need something from Canberra, Croatia.
See, I've still got a problem. I honestly reckon that last round should all be played at the same time. simultaneously. Like, we went through this a couple of times last year or the year before. I think Russ, you and I were commentating on the other Institute pitch just across the way. Tigers are O'Connor Knights, and all O'Connor Knights needed to do was pretty much draw, and Tigers were through.
And they did their best to not win the game, Tigers, and yet somehow ended up winning 3-0, didn't they? Or was it O'Connor the other way around? O'Connor won 3-0.
Yeah. But that was...
Akio with the corner. Into the near post for Whittier. But yeah, those 3 fixtures that are left.
Yeah, and it would have put Canberra Croatia out of the finals, who ended up winning it. Didn't they? Did they win the grand final?
A couple of years ago. I think they did.
Yeah.
Ogawa.
I thought they beat O'Connor Knights on penalties in the final.
In the final.
Had O'Connor drawn that match against Tigers,
and they did their best to.
Canberra Croatia would have missed out in the finals.
Yeah, and went on to win the thing. But every game over the next fortnight is going to be really important for the top 4.
But that last round, I don't know why we can't just have them all played at the same time, simultaneously, and like they do everywhere else in the world.
Ogawa. Well, there is a world where none of those games matter on the Sunday. They might all be done by then.
And that's the other argument around promotion relegation. If relegation was still alive, I think you've got O'Connor playing Ugali last game of the season as well, don't you?
I think it's let's have a look. I think Gungahlin go down there, don't they?
Gungahlin go. I thought it was O'Connor.
It might be the last round. I'm just looking on Sunday the 31st of August. It would be Ugali O'Connor. Yeah, it would be a relegation battle right there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's assuming O'Connor haven't picked up points, or Ugali between now and then, of course. Popovic. Yeah, if there was a relegation battle at the moment, all 8 teams would have something to play for. Brilliant from Akio. Wonderfully worked in towards Ogawa. And scoops it over the bar. And that's what you want from a thriving competition, is it not? At the moment, it's not thriving down in the Riverina because they're getting absolutely hammered at home. It's 4-0 to Monero Panthers. They've done their job for today. Goals in the CPL, 2 of them to Brindabella Blues in quick succession. White Eagles 0, Brindabella Blues 2.
Wow, okay.
2 goals in 2 minutes for the away team. Important goals for Brindabella. Puts them 6 points behind Juventus with a couple of games to play. It means they do still have an outside chance of finals football. They usually come good this time of year, Brindabella.
They do, don't they?
They love a run into finals football. Switch of play. It's a cracker. Steinacker again. Acres of the AIS to run into. Akio outside him. There's even more space. Delivery wasn't too bad. Tuggeranong's covering defence did enough. Southam to deliver. Jabi Davis away. Ogawa. Stevens, and Ogawa's won it back. Bangira to the left. Space for Pitkin. Steinacker. Tuggeranong pegged back on the edge of their own box here. And when they get rid of it, there's nobody in a shirt, a Tuggeranong shirt, anywhere within 10 yards. Whitehead ball in. Nodded away by Falco. Now the break might be on for Foxhall. United can't get hold of it. Whitehead. Grover away.
The danger is for Tigers is if this gets into the last 10-15 minutes at 2-1, then Tuggeranong can really sort of throw the kitchen sink at them.
Whittier's pass finds Whitehead. Southam. Steinacker. In towards Akio. And down under the challenge of Grove. Won his team a free kick. It's a good play that from William Akio. Waited for the contact.
He's had a good game, Russ.
Got some news for you as well in a moment, Frank, which will change everything again. Apparently that goal from Queanbeyan was chalked off.
Wow.
Either that or it didn't
VAR.
happen. It came up as a goal.
When did that happen?
Well, it came up as a goal for Queanbeyan City, and now it's disappeared. And Robbie Cadnach sends me a message and says it is, in fact, still 0-0. So that goal has been chalked off, or it didn't happen, or somebody pressed a button, got too excited.
Maybe it was Goran.
It must have been. I'll go and find it here.
Good numbers. Good ball.
And here's Bangura. This might be the chance, and that's a great save from Cook. He was given the opportunity to make the save.
Exactly what I was going to say. Right? It's a great save, but he should never have been given that chance. That should have been bottom corner somewhere.
Augustin Bangura denied. Well, if you know what happened with that goal at O'Connor, let us know. Might be available on Temu. You can buy one. But it's still 0-0, so that's good. It was handball. There you go. So it was disallowed. Thank you, Robbie Cadnach. The goal disallowed, so that changes the picture again somewhat. Delivery in towards Steinacker. Doesn't make much difference to Tuggeranong in terms of the points at the moment. They'd still drop out of the 4 unless they score.
Well done, Michael.
They still need a goal to keep themselves in the 4. Queanbeyan City have the one which will put them above Tuggeranong. Falco with a throw again, another one that was on the edge of being a foul. Foul throw, Stevens, Neelan, Sakamoto, good block. Ogawa, Steinacker, great ball that is. Here goes Akio. Cook came, read it well, got there.
Is it next 17 minutes or so, Russ? Is it Stevie Neelan time?
Well, he's barely had a sniff today, has he?
Correct.
I mentioned this before about him this season. He's had games like this where he's not had a sniff, and he's often come up with the moment when Tuggeranong needed it. Sign of a good striker when they do that, but Tigers have marshalled him very well today. Whitehead's throw, Whittier. Whitehead's got loads of space here, but no one's
a very good ball. Ooh.
Clip of the heels. Yes. Sakamoto just stood across his path there. Nick Popovic.
He's done. Sakamoto.
He wants a change, doesn't he? Mitch Stevens will look at his bench. He's got Tim Santos or a goalkeeper, so it's probably going to be Timmy Santos. If it's not, then you've probably got some words to say if you were
you'd be disappointed.
Young Timmy Santos.
You'd be disappointed. Left winger comes off and the goalkeeper comes on. Yeah, be pretty livid.
He's asking for a change. Needs to probably, like you say, sit down and they'll make the change. He's tried to sub himself 3 or 4 times here.
It's a good run.
Stevens, well, he slid it through. It's Foxall. What a stop that is.
Save.
Lejeune keeps his side in the lead with a stunning one-handed stop. And here goes Steinacker on his own. Challenge from Falco. What a save from Lejeune. When you look back at the title,
that's a massive moment.
It's a huge moment.
Massive moment. And Sakamoto's finally gone down.
Absolutely outstanding stop. He's barely had a save to make today, William Lejeune. When he's called upon, he has made one out of the top draw.
I'm sure that'll feature on his Instagram reels, Ross.
And why not? Play it on repeat. Super save.
I don't mind watching Will's Instagram reels. Like he has a little camera set up just behind the goals or in the goals, and makes for some interesting viewing.
Can see it from here. Completely not allowed to do that without asking, but you know what?
Did he have to ask you? Or
probably.
You're the king of Canberra.
I mean, probably have to ask us as broadcast, but I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure he's saying it's his IP.
Well, he's the one making the saves,
That's
isn't
right.
he? Yeah, absolutely. That would look good on the old camera later on. We'll look forward to see that one. Yeah. Southam
might even dub our commentary over the top. Ross.
Usually with those, just have to tell the refs that they're there. So Steinacker finds Ogawa.
You're right, Russ, with Ogawa. He's not.
It's been that kind of season for him this year.
Not at that level that he was last year. I don't know whether he's coming back from injury or just new set of faces, or he's just not.
Just having one of those times, you know. Sometimes he's a very good footballer, as we are well aware. Sometimes, you know, when you can't play a pass for the life of you, can you?
Yeah, and it can change quickly.
Pedersen's ball. Here goes Santos off the bench, scampering after it. Won't quite keep it in. Yeah, it can change very quickly. One good ball here, one goal here or there. He's too good a player to let it affect him for too long, but one or two of his touches today haven't quite come off. So Connor nil, Queanbeyan nil. 9 minutes to play. Monera have the points wrapped up near enough. 10 minutes to play. Unless there's to be some sort of remarkable Ugali comeback. And the lights have come on here at the AIS. Some very famous footballers have trodden these fields in one form or another over the years. Plenty of A-League stars have come through the Australian Institute of Sport and what used to be the FFA Centre of Excellence, housed to our left. Daniel Grove looking for Foxall. Put the pressure on Milutinovic. He's a hard worker. Neelan Sedder. Southam won it. Stevens nodded it back.
Need to do better.
Walker's won that header. Good ball from Falco, but it's going to roll away. Tigers, well, William Akio, you can see, trying to lift his troops a bit here.
There's a bit of tension going in.
Well, there's 10 minutes to play, and a vital 10 minutes.
And they know that they've dodged a bullet with that William Lejeune save.
Kind of chance that's given Tuggeranong a little bit of momentum here.
And that was the other thing, is that Bangeras had the chance at the other end.
Could have finished it.
Great contest, both players.
Could well have finished it. Augustin Bagura. Sam Whittier felt that with that challenge with Josh Pedersen.
Yeah.
They do have Samson Carr and Lukman Ahmed Shaibu going through their paces over there. It'll take a lot to drag Sam Whittier off this pitch. Captain's armband leads by example. Captain Marvel, isn't he?
Been a good player for a good long period of time, Russ, and
one of the game's gentlemen as
I
well.
was about to say, off the field, a real gentleman and very good person. It's a good ball.
Yeah, Davis looking for Neelan.
Gee, he's got some pace.
And gets there. Not quite.
Gee, he's quick though.
Haven't been able to find his one moment. But there might be one moment before the end. And it might be the pivotal moment.
Yeah, just under 10 minutes on the clock left of normal time. Do you roll the dice and put someone next to him, or? And that looks like he's moved out wide. Maybe isolate someone 1v1.
Try and get him on the ball. I think that will be. Yeah. That's a good challenge from Whittier. Popovic and Akio in behind. Angles his run. Did Santos bring him down? He did. Penalty to the Tigers and yellow cards to Tim Santos. And here's a chance to wrap it up.
He's had a bit of a torrid time since he's come on, young Santos. A couple of times he's been trying to chase down balls, and even that one he just got caught out for a little bit of pace there with Akio. Smart footballer, Akio. As soon as there was any contact, he knew exactly where he was in the box. And it looks like he's the one taking the penalty too, Russ. Calvin Cook came up with a good save a couple of weeks back against Robbie Tichenko.
It was a save that secured his side a point. Needs a save here to keep his side in the contest. William Akio already scored once this afternoon up against Callum Cook with a vital kick for the Tigers to keep their hopes alive. And he's buried it by sending Cook the wrong way. And the Tigers, well, they're on the way to 3 points. It's 3-1.
Yeah, really well taken, Penn, and he deserved it. He won the penalty himself, and with a few minutes to go, I think this is done and dusted as far as the 3 points go. But yeah, I mean, something to build on now for Tigers, and something for Canberra Croatia to think about as well. The boys will be sitting at home knowing that they do still need to get results in the last couple of games to secure that title.
7 minutes to play. Tigers moving to within 2 points of Canberra Croatia. For what it's worth, the goal difference scenario is very much in favour of Croatia by loads, by 31 in fact. So that's an extra point you might be able to point in their favour if it does come to that. Plus 15 for Tigers, plus 46 for their nearest challengers. But it's all about the points column at the moment. Goal difference will take care of itself because it probably won't come to that.
No, well, they play
each other next week.
That's the one.
They've had to work for this, and William Lejeune has come up trumps at one end. William Akio doing the business at the other. Another goal for the Panthers. Ugali 0, Monero Panthers 5. Down in the Riverina. Big away win for Paul McCall's team. Put them on to 36 points. Their goal difference is now plus 34, the Monero Panthers. They've had a good season in terms of goals. 5 more today. They've scored 56 times this year now in 19 matches.
Oh,
Emmanuel with for the chest.
I think Woody was just on the knife's edge there.
Here's the change. It's Samson Carr, Lukman Ahmed Shaibu. We'll see who's going to come off to replace his team. William Akio's got his couple of goals.
And Whitehead.
How frustrating is it, Frank, as a coach, when you go to a team away from home, win 5-0, having drawn 1-1 at home with the same opposition? Isn't football a weird thing sometimes?
Oh, it's a horrible sport, Ross.
Yeah, that's why we all hate it. First thing Carr and Ahmed Shamin have to do is defend. Carl Falco with the throw. Launches it into the box. Met by Milutinovic. We'll get a second go at it, the American. Good ball through as well. Lejeune's not got that. And it will be a corner. He must have got a finger on it.
It just didn't want to come down, did it? Just kept on going.
Secondary thought as well is one of Danny Barach's on the score sheet down there. The race to the Golden Boot is part of the OPC NPL.
I saw the your ad for the awards night. I think Daniel Barrett would be pretty high up in the Player of the Year votes as well, Russ, for the overall.
Stevens in. And there's the break on.
It wasn't a bad idea, but break is on now. Lookman.
He's offside. Yep, Ahmed Shaibi. Well, there'll be a few players in that conversation, wouldn't there, for Player of the Year? I mean, Max Green's had a good year.
Yeah, I mean, the Casher household being the Casher household. We've had this conversation. Yeah. I think I think Daniel is a massive chance. Daniel Barrett. I think Ryan Keir is one that I think probably flies under the radar. Who I would suggest is right up there. I thought Max Green would be close as well.
What about the guys at the back? What about a Noah Steinacker or someone of that ilk?
No, no offence to Noah, but I can't see him winning a player of the.
You know, defenders very rarely do.
Only
do they?
Jack Green wins it.
Jack Green, yeah. You'd do well to win it this year. Stevens with the corner again. Into the area. On the score through everyone. Again. Well, Sam Whittier, would he be in the conversation maybe as well?
I'm just wondering from Tigers who.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good individual performances this year, but no real standouts per se.
Yeah, and that's why I think Daniel is the most logical choice from what I've seen so far this year.
Here goes Cole Falco with a throw. Steve Neelan will probably get a few votes, I'd imagine.
You'd imagine so.
Into the area again. Big leap from Ahmed Shaibu. Good one too.
Just wondering what Nick Stevens would do if he had that in reverse and had Lookman as a striker for Tuggeranong.
Wouldn't mind it, would he?
On the end of one of those sort of throw-ins.
Neelan still plugging away and then fouling Tomohiro Ogawa. The defenders don't often get the limelight.
No, they don't. But, I mean, you see some goalkeepers sometimes, but even there, like, hasn't really been the standout this year. So there you go.
Thomas James has been outstanding, of course.
Yeah, he's the other one I forgot to mention. But if you ask me if you're having a pick right now, I'm going to give you an early prediction and say Daniel Barrett, player of the year.
He's had a good year.
Especially if you consider he's come back from an ACL as well, Russ.
And if you were picking the team of the year, I'm sure James and Barrett would be a nice front two. Steve Neeland as a third.
Or Max Green.
Or Max Green. Or Nick Pradagina's got 14 odd goals this season. Samson Carr's ball in. We could play 6 strikers. Well, Sam Walker's a centre-back now, so we can just deploy Max Green as a centre-back. It's a good touch from Foxall.
Great touch.
Can he get the shot away? Just ran out of room, really.
Yeah,
Pitkin and Southam came back to help out. Steinacker into Heather Grove.
And the other one you maybe enter the conversation is Robbie Tuchenko, Ross.
Yeah, again, been a very good footballer all year. Had some really big moments. I mean, you can make a case for a fair few. And I'm sure they will make a case for a fair few. And the same in the women's competition as well. Plenty of players to put their hands up.
Yeah, there would be, but I reckon Corrie from Belconnen would be the front runner.
She's been outstanding this year, hasn't she?
She's made such a difference to that squad.
Luke Stevens over this free kick for Tuggeranong. Into time added on, of which there will be 4 minutes. And he's whipped that in, and Milutinovic knocked it away.
Great delivery that was.
Shabby Davis, Stevens again.
He's good on his left.
And he's found Davis. A goal now would make it the proverbial squeaky bum time for the Tigers, perhaps. Tuggeranong in hurry-up mode.
They got close to that last throw-in.
Here goes Falco again. Into the mixer. Milutinovic away. Popovic doing his defensive diligence. And that'll do right about now.
Yeah, so we're into injury time now.
Yeah, Falco to launch it again. And it's come off Milutinovic. We're going to get 4 minutes of it thanks to the great work from Lachlan Lee Chang in front of us. Very clear signal by him. It was going to be 4. Tuggeranong spending most of this camped in the Tigers' penalty area at the moment. Stevens whips it in. Lejeune was just clattered by Foxall.
Still managed to save it too, just quietly.
Got a good hand on it, didn't he? A very good hand on it.
Very well.
Pivotal moment in the game, that, his save at 2-1. Went at the other end and won the penalty, which William Akio converted. And since then, Tuggeranong have been chasing in vain. Walker knows time is of the essence. Drilled that into Popovic. Has he already been carded? He hasn't, has he? Fortunately. Not sure what he was supposed to do.
He wasn't even looking at him. He was walking away.
Yellow card for Nick Popovic, his second of the season. I mean, I think he knew what he was doing when he plonked himself, but I'm not sure he knew much about when the ball hit him.
If he doesn't give it, Tuggeranong blow up.
Yeah, of
if
course.
He does, Tigers blow up.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't, aren't you? Walker's free kick sent it in. Ahmed Shaibu. Popovic does well to win it from Falco. And that's not a bad ball. Unfortunately for him, there was no one in a Tigers shirt to chase it down.
Popper's not in any yellow card issues.
No, he's only got 2.
That's fine.
It's finished at O'Connor. O'Connor Knights 0, Queanbeyan City 0. That disallowed goal for Queanbeyan City means both teams have to settle for a point. City go to 24, Knights go to 11. It's a point that will put Queanbeyan above Tuggeranong United on goal difference. -12 for Queanbeyan, -15 for Tuggeranong at the moment. That's a wonderful ball for Ogawa. Cook came.
Good touch.
Carr, Popovic. Santos fighting away with Popovic. He's got Ogawa ahead of him. Here's Tomohiro Ogawa to seal it once and for all. Great feet, and that's more like it from last year's Player of the Year. Tomohiro Ogawa dances his way through. Old Twinkle Toes is back, and back with a goal.
I thought Tuggeranong had averted the danger there. It looked like Callum Cook had him cold, but Ogawa was feeling a way through his legs, and then when it came with the defender, he had no opportunity to stop that. And a 4th goal there for Tigers, and again, looking forward to next week against Canberra, Croatia.
It's a goal that does have ramifications for both. It means that Tuggeranong's goal difference now drops again to -16. Queanbeyan's -12. Queanbeyan ahead of them on the league table by 4 goals with 2 rounds to play.
That's big.
And it might be big. It might come down to goal difference. Tuggeranong play O'Connor next Sunday. We will be there. It will be massive, but maybe not as massive as the game that will be here on Saturday. Tigers FC versus Canberra, Croatia. The gap is shrivelled to 2 points. Canberra, Croatia have a chance tomorrow to extend it again. Gungahlin United will have something to say about that. Here's a chance for Emmanuel, perhaps. And the last time they met, it was quite entertaining, wasn't it, Gungahlin and Canberra, Croatia?
Yeah, so just a lazy 5-4.
As you do. And Tigers have got the job done here this afternoon. They needed the 3 points to give themselves a chance at the title, Frank Asia, and they've got them. And they will move to within 2 points of Canberra, Croatia. In the end, 4-1 looks quite convincing, but it was probably not as convincing as the final scoreline suggests.
Yeah, I think for large portions of the game, Tigers look pretty comfortable, and Tuggeranong did come out to their credit. Midway through that second half, they got the goal. They had an opportunity to get back to equal levels, 2 each there. Great save from William Lejeune. Callum Cook made a good save against Banguera, but I think just a bit of quality there from Tigers just shone through overall in the 90 minutes. And yeah, I think I'm really looking forward to next week's game against Canberra, Croatia. I think that's got to be a real cracker.
Thank you very much, Frank Asia, for your help this afternoon. Full-time scores elsewhere. O'Connor Knights 0, Queanbeyan City 0, Ugali 0, Monero Panthers 5, and in the Capital Premier League, Canberra White Eagles 0, Brindabella Blues 2. But here it's all about the Tigers, and they've got the 3 points they needed to keep their title hopes alive, and they will have a chance next week, no matter what happens tomorrow, to take it to the final day. It's finished here with Tigers FC 4, Tuggeranong United 1.